Today's workout is a Diastasis Recti Safe Cardio Workout. This workout will burn calories without compromising your core healing from Diastasis Recti. These exercises are both safe and will promote effective core engagement for a proper recovery. All you need is a mat. Let's get started. Today's workout is a 15-minute Diastasis Recti Safe Cardio Workout. So if you have Diastasis Recti or you are currently trying to maintain that healing that you've progressed in my postpartum ab workouts, we are gonna get that heart rate up and do it safely, no equipment required. Let's get started with our first exercise. We're gonna do a lateral shuffle. So come to the edge of your mat, we're gonna shuffle across and then punch. Let's do that other side, punch. So we're gonna get started right away. If you need a warm up, there's one on my playlist, but for now, I want you to just take your hands up and we're gonna shuffle across the length of the mat or further if you've got space. And then just rotate, heel off the ground, and punch to the side. Now the whole goal of this workout is to just get your heart rate up. If you need to modify it, you can step and punch, and that is perfectly fine. This is for anyone postpartum, regardless of where you're at in your fitness level. So we're doing those timed intervals as always. Take it at your own pace, and we're gonna do each exercise 2 times. Almost there, 3, 2, 1. All right, moving on to our standing side crunch. So you're gonna have to balance a little bit here if you need to hold on to a wall for support. One arm long, one arm overhead, toe pointed. We're gonna lift, bring that knee to the elbow for a crunch. 45 seconds, here we go. Up and reach, up and reach. So majority of that weight is in the standing leg. So you're stabilizing through that glute. If you need to, again, you can hold on to something here. Bringing that knee up to the elbow and crunching rib to hip, using those obliques, those deep core muscles, pelvic floor, and those hip flexors a little bit too. So full body stuff here. And the whole goal is to get that heart rate up, but do it safely and manageably so you could still talk through this workout. You're not totally breathless. And if you are, just go slower. That's what the timed intervals are for. And then pulling that belly button in every time, really crunching through those abs, but this is a safe crunch, not from the supine position. This one is not going to harm your diastasis recti. Okay, back to that lateral shuffle punch to the end of the mat again. Deep breath, core is engaged, pelvic floor is engaged. We're gonna shuffle across and punch. Let's go. Now I'm using a lot of terminology about engaging your core. If you're unsure how to do that, I have a short on my YouTube playlist for you to check out how to engage your core, as well as postpartum core and ab workouts to help you really optimize core engagement throughout exercise. So if that is confusing to you or you need more information on that, please check out those videos on my playlist. I want these exercises to be safe and effective, and of course, they're gonna be challenging no matter what, but the more functional and optimal your core is, the better you're gonna get, the more you're gonna get out of your workouts, I should say. Couple more. It's hard to talk and work out at the same time, even though I do it for a living. Rest. All right, we're gonna move on to that side crunch this time. Other side. Already feeling out of breath. Anybody else? All right, arm out to stabilize, overhead, toe pointed. Majority of that weight is in the standing leg, and we crunch. Now, depending on your flexibility, one side might be a little more challenging than the other, and that's totally fine. If you can't quite get that knee up to the elbow, no big deal. Just go as high as you can, but I don't want you to lean over to reach it. I want you to stay standing so you're using those lower abs to really bring it up. It also helps if you exhale on that crunch, really fire up that core, connect to those deep core muscles. How are we feeling? Again, we don't have to go super fast, even though it's cardio. Again, if you go slower and just get in a couple reps, that is better than going fast and really not maintaining proper form. Moving on to a skater tap. So we know those skater side to side jumps. We're gonna tap it out this round. So come to the edge of your mat again. You're gonna take your arms wide and then just step across and tap the back foot. So step and tap, step and tap. So I'm taking a big step here. Toes are slightly out, and if you feel like you can progress it to a little hop, or if you wanna progress it to the jump, go for it. But we're staying high or mid-range. Legs are soft, but we're not reaching all the way for the floor here. If you feel like you can, go for it. But we want to keep that posture lifted and then start to feel that little burn in the legs. And most of all, we start to feel that heart rate elevated. Couple more here. Rest. Moving on to a knee drive. So this one I'll show you from this side. We're gonna take those arms up overhead in a split stance. We're gonna bring that knee up, tap, and then reset. So we're gonna keep that forward hinge at the hips to keep that pressure in the front glute, front quad. Let's go. Tap and reset. So we're just slicing. Arms are straight, knees driving up, belly button to spine. And you can see I'm not shifting back every time. I'm keeping my weight over that front leg. Keep that glute fired up. Whew, we're only halfway there. Oh, starting to get difficult, isn't it? I think so. Push through that heel, come on. If you can pick up the pace. But again, it's not about how fast or how many you do. It's about the quality of the reps, always. Couple more, and rest. Side taps, skater taps. So again, edge of the mat. If you need longer than 15 seconds for a break too, please take it. Not gonna offend me, I can't see you at home. All right, either stepping, tapping, or hopping across. Again, I'll show that step tap again. Even with a step tap, we're still going low. And if you wanna get more out of that step tap, you don't wanna jump, go a little bit lower, push your butt back further so you can get more into those legs. But if you wanna add the hop, you don't have to get cardio by jumping, right? Your heart rate doesn't always go up just from jumping, running, high impact. You can get your heart rate up by sending that energy to those big muscles, the legs. So you can tap it, but if you go deeper, the legs are gonna start to burn. That burn is gonna go to your heart eventually. So one way or the other, rest, we're still getting that heart rate up. Okay, knee drives, this time we're gonna do the other leg. So again, finding that split stance. Shoulders back and down, arms overhead, hinge from the hips, drive that knee in. It's a great balance challenge too for that core and for the glutes, because when we shift the weight over that front leg, this leg has to take over to stabilize. Really great for the glutes, core, pelvic floor. All of it's connected. Bring that knee up again, trying to keep the chest lifted. You're hinged forward, but your chest does not drop, right? We're bringing that knee up rather. So again, we can get those lower abs. We can get the legs. In 3, 2, 1, rest. All right, moving on. We're gonna do a sumo squat with punches. So your feet are gonna go wide, toes out here. We're gonna sit back into those hips and just cross punch. Deep breath, sit back, and then we go across and across to the corners. I'm not like a kickboxing person, so my punches are probably like not up to par, but who cares? This is cardio. I don't claim to be a kickboxing expert. I just want you to sit back into those hips, knees push out over the toes, but you should still see your toes, chest is up, and we're punching corner to corner. The lower you go, the more core rotation you get, the harder you punch. You get what I'm saying, right? The harder you're gonna work, the more you're gonna get out of it. Couple more here. Rest. Okay, moving on to a wood chop. So we're gonna do a squat chop. Feet outside hips, we're gonna take those arms over the right shoulder, palms together, and we're gonna slice it as we squat from shoulder to hip. Let's go. And again, it's cardio. So pick up the pace if you are doing it right, but I want you to pay attention to that squat. Even though we're rotating through the torso, we're not twisting the hips. Heels stay on the ground, We're pushing the hips back and down, trying to get about parallel to the floor with that squat. You can look where you're chopping too, as if you're actually chopping something. And that's gonna kind of follow that line of pull. And we can really get that core too. Every time we add those rotational movements, our core has to work really hard to stabilize. Rest. All right, back to that squat punch. There's a lot of squats this round, did you notice? Sumo squat, punches. Can you get lower in that squat this time? I'm gonna try. 3, 2, 1, sit back. If you can't go lower in the squat, could you give me a little faster with that punch, or maybe a little more just power through that punch? Think about something that frustrates you. Take it out right now. Something or someone. You don't have to name names, but we could probably think of someone, right? And the more power you get from those lats, this muscle right here, the more effective those punches are gonna be, the more cardio kick you're gonna get. And that core, belly button's pulled in toward the spine. We're really feeling those deep core muscles engaged. Can you sit a little lower? Last 3, 2, 1, yes. All right. Oh, it felt good. It always feels good to punch. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Feet just outside hips, so you're bringing them in closer now for that chop and squat. Hands together, we're gonna take them over left shoulder. Shoulder to hip, here we go. Again, you can look toward the hands if you want to. I think that helps. Hair's getting in my mouth, sorry. So feet are pointed straight ahead here. Again, we're not rotating the lower body, just the torso, the chest. Again, really put some power into it here, just like those punches. The more power, even though we don't have a weight, act like you do. Not like I ever do this motion in everyday life though. I'm not like chopping down trees, but I'm sure this is not how you would do it anyways. 3, 2, 1. All right, moving on, new exercise. We're gonna do a shuffle with a rope slam. So you know those weighted ropes at the gym, or like a ball slam, similar. We're gonna go to the end of our mat, shuffle across, take it overhead, slam it down, and we'll repeat it on the other side. I'm gonna start this side this round. Shuffle, slam, shuffle, slam. So you've got those ropes in your hand, take them overhead, and as you slam the ropes, squat. So it's a full body exercise. And if you don't wanna do the shuffle, step it and then slam. Lots of options here. You can also pick it up. You can also do a little jump with that slam. I'm getting a little too crazy, huh? There's so many ways you can progress and regress exercise. That's what makes it fun, I think. There's all different ways to work the same muscles. That's why I love doing YouTube videos. It allows me to be creative with that. So thank you guys for working out with me. Rest. All right, we're gonna move on to a downhill skier. So I don't ski either. I don't do a lot of this stuff in everyday life, but this is how you do it in the gym. So feet under hips, we're gonna take those ski poles overhead, slam them down like you're going down a slope. Here we go. So we're pushing back into those hips. So this is posterior work. It's different than a squat. Do you notice? Hinging from the hips, not bending at the knees. That's gonna light up those hamstrings. Do you feel the difference? Now you're keeping that core engaged, so your back is getting a workout, but it's safely in the back. Now really put some force into it. The highest like level I've ever skied or whatever is blue. So I don't really know about those black hills, but pretend we're on one of those. Couple more seconds here. 3, 2, 1. All right, we're nearing the end. Shuffle, rope, slam. Which side do you want to start on? Challenge yourself. Maybe start on the opposite side. I'm going to do that. It challenges your brain more if you start with the less dominant side occasionally. All right, let's do it. We're going to shuffle, slam. Remember, squat when you slam. And if you've used those battle ropes at the gym, I love them. They're weighted, right? They're heavy. So give me some force with that slam. Again, if you need to, Step it, then slam, but you're still giving me a slam and a squat. It's one of those things, I wish I had those ropes in my house. One of these days, I'm gonna have a full gym, not just dumbbells. But that's where I'm at right now. But if you notice, you can do a lot with no equipment, right? You don't need those ropes. Your body can create the resistance you need. And rest. All right, this is how we finish it. The downhill skiers. Breathe in and out, we got this. Last interval, really show me some power with those ski poles. Take them up, hinge, slice it back. All the way overhead. Now we're not arching the back at the top. Do you notice that hips are neutral under the shoulders? But when I hinge, I'm really thrusting my butt back, throwing my arms back with control, squeezing glutes, brace core at the top. That's how you really get that back body, core, pelvic floor going with the cardio. What a combination. Last 10 seconds. Come on, let's finish strong. Rest. Man, what a workout. 15 minutes, no equipment, but can you feel how high your heart rate is, how out of breath you are? Shouldn't be super, super intense to where you're like feeling like you're dying, but that's all it takes. You don't need equipment, and we kept it safe for that core. So as you progress through healing your diastasis recti, or maybe you're just maintaining, this is a great workout to do to know it's safe. It's not gonna undo any of that work you are or have done. So if you need workouts that complement this workout for your abs, your core, your glutes, check out my postpartum playlist. I've got a postpartum ab program as well as diastasis recti repair workouts that are gonna be a great supplement to this workout to help you continue to heal, strengthen, and gain function in your core. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you next time for our next workout together.